What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jabari Warfield. Thank you for joining me on the Jazz and Other Vibes podcast. And we're going to talk to a wonderful musician who I've had the blessing and pleasure of knowing for, oh my goodness, almost 15 years, which is really cool. First off, I do want to let you guys know that you can make an account on mixcloud.com. That way you can listen to all the podcasts that I have. You can also check out my Jazz and Other Vibes show, which is smooth jazz and R&B from today and back in the day. And that is a show that I alternate on Wednesday. So one Wednesday I'll be there, another Wednesday my on-air roommate Greg Ricard is there, and he does his show from 7. We both do our shows from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on KAZI 88.7 FM out of Austin, Texas. So be sure to log on to that. And of course, Mixcloud. It's easy. It's free to make a Mixcloud account. It's like Facebook or Instagram. You just make it for free and you can follow me. So I've got an artist with me that I am so glad to have. We met in early 2000s, and I was so impressed with her, and she just came here and just blew Austin, Texas away. She's an incredible musician, great writer, and has an ear as an independent artist, has one of the best ears for mixing and mastering her own product that I've ever heard. And she got a new one, and y'all got to get it. Because if you don't get it, you're cheating yourself. I'm telling you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jazz and Other Vibes podcast. My girl, Jeanette Harris. What's up, Queen?
What's up, Jabari? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time. I really do, because I know you're doing everything independently, so I appreciate your time. Let's start out with that. What is it? What is as Frankie might say, what's the joy and what's the pain in being an independent artist?
Well, I think the joy of being an independent artist is you get to say so of everything. You don't have to really go through anyone. Of course, I have a team and they are supportive. And sometimes I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? But ultimately, I'm my own boss. And I feel I have a great ear. I'm a great producer. I went to Berklee College of Music, so I'm well educated in music. I think I'm an amazing sax player. So together with all of that, I have all of the skills to be able to do it independently. There are some artists who actually kind of need that assistance. I'm just not one of those artists. And I learned from some of the best. So I didn't just become great. I studied hard. And so I think that's one of the best things about being independent is you get to call the shots. You get to say, hey, this is what I'm going to put on it. You don't really have to run it by anyone. Maybe the bad part is you have to finance everything.
Right.
You got to come up with the money.
Right. And you have to you cussing your own boss out when things ain't right.
I'm like looking in the mirror, like, look, where we gonna get these funds? Okay.
Yo.
But the beautiful part is I'm with J&M Records. We're an independent company. It's owned by my parents. So luckily I don't have to come up with the money. They come up with the money and they trust that I'm going to do everything right with the money. Right. So that's the beautiful part. Growing up, of course, we wanted to be with a record company. I think that was like everyone's goal. I want to be with a record company. Let's do it. But then we found you don't have to. We could start our own record company, and literally that's what my parents did to help get us going, and they invested in my career. And now they're making money back off of all of the CDs we've done, as well as myself. And we're continuing to produce CDs. We have 7 CDs under our belt right now. So we're really proud of that.
I was going to ask you, because I went to your website, which by the way is JeanetteHarrisBand.com. And
Yes.
I saw 6 CDs, including this one. So I wasn't sure if you had done 6 or 7.
There should be 7. So Reflections, I believe, needs to be uploaded on there. I'm not sure if it is, but I believe there should be 7. And then we had some of the other ones that we did that I can't speak of because it was under another record company and they no longer sell those CDs. So, yeah.
First of all, we got a new one. So we're going to be talking about Her Majesty. Let me make sure I get it in the frame. We're going to be talking about Her Majesty, which you just came out with. I think you were actually trying to fill orders because it was like going out the door. Yeah, man.
Yes, Her Majesty. I feel like I always say this about every CD I put out there. This is my best one, but this is literally my best one. I mean, I went all in financially. I didn't care what it costs. I was like, I want live musicians. Obviously, when you use live musicians, it costs a little more. opposed to just paying someone to put a track together.
Right.
So I think 9 out of the 11 tracks, you got live drums, you got live bass, you got live guitar. And to me, that makes a huge difference.
I think one of the things that impressed me as well, not only about your writing, it's the mixing and mastering. You know, that's a big part of it. I learned that from my cousin who was a piano player, may he rest in peace. And he always
Yep.
told me about, the process of mixing and mastering is that you can take an artist can, do something, acoustic, but if it's
Yeah.
not recorded right and it's not mastered right, then it's just not going to come off like it should.
That is a huge part. And that was the other thing I did with this CD. I studied who is a good mixer and who can master it well. So I was asking all around all my musical buddies, like, hey, who should I call? Once they gave me the name, I went and studied. I'm like, let me go check out some of their work. I said, this is going to be my best project yet. I need the best mixers and masters. Every portion of doing the CD, it's like a puzzle. Every piece matters, and if you may get this part right, but if you put that wrong piece, it's going to mess up the whole flow of the CD. And so
Right.
luckily I just found a great team. I was really lucky to find them, and I'm planning to keep them. That's one thing about me. If I find good people, I keep them around.
Well, most definitely, definitely. Now you
Yes.
don't have a lot of folks on here. You've done a lot of the writing. You've got, I guess, David Dyson,
Yeah.
Romel Veal, I guess it is. Is that his last name?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and it's you. That's it. This is like two and a half of y'all, and that's it doing the whole CD. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Now we are the core. Romel, David Dyson, and myself are all over the CD, of course. But there's some songs that have like my brother Michael Harris on drums, which is Crown Down. Eric Valentine's on drum on like 2 or 3 of the I think 2 of the tracks, which is Let It Flow and maybe Golden Nights. So here and there you'll see different names, but for the most part, you're right. It's mainly myself, Romelville, and David Dyson.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Tell Michael I
Great.
said what's up. He ain't been down. He ain't left the house in a while, so I'm kind of worried about the brother. I don't know if you got him shackled down so he can work on music or what. Might need to leave the house.
We got him hidden in the studio somewhere, right?
Hey, as long as the money's coming in, he's staying. There we go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
He's the executive producer as well for the CD. So working with Mike has been great because he's one of the people on the team, like I said, who ultimately listens and say, hey, that sounds good, or hey, I think you need to go back and do this. So having executive producers is very important, to make sure, because once I hear the song, so, sometimes you're like, I think it's okay, but my ears could get tired. So you
Yeah.
need that fresh ear to listen to it and say, no, this is what needs to happen. So
Gotcha.
my team is very important.
Very much so. Now
Yes.
I've been checking out some of the songs you've got. You did "Let It Flow," which is Grover Washington Jr.'s track.
Yes.
"Love Ballad" by LTD, Jeffrey
Oh,
Osborne.
yes.
Shout out to Jeffrey
Yes.
Osborne. I know he just lost his wife too, so shout out to Jeffrey Osborne.
Yes.
And your sound to me, it's hard to describe it. It's so unique, and when you're playing and I'm watching you, I'm watching somebody who it's just God driven. It's just an incredible thing. Who are your influences, and why are you so bad? Why you just be killing it on stage? What did
Thank
you
you.
learn, and what did you watch? What did you see?
Yeah.
Who gave you that drive and that
You
thing?
know what? I always say Norman Brown because he was the first that live concert that I went to. And my family took me, they knew I was into jazz. So they was like, let's go see Norman. They love Norman. And it was like a Norman Brown, Boney James ticket.
Wow.
And they wanted me to see, okay, this is what you could do with this. I was just in high school or something like that. And that was like the funnest concert I ever went to. And I'm looking at all the people. I didn't even know you could dance to this music. I didn't know it was so fun. And sometimes when you hear the songs on radio, it's good, but live is even better. And Norman was literally just, I mean, it was something to see. And that after that day, I was like, that's what I want to do. I just want to do that, And that's how I started. Yeah, yeah.
You actually had the chance to play with Tina Marie. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I was at the NAM show. I think it was 2010. Some guy walks up to me. I'm like, who is this guy? Oh my gosh. And then he's like, hey, and he acted like he knew me. And I'm like, hey, he said, can I get your info? Like, I was like, okay. Because, when you're at NAM, you want to network. So I was like, I guess
Of
I'll
course.
network with this guy that I have no clue who he is. And so I gave him my card and I didn't think nothing of it. And, NAM is about 4 hours away from my hometown, Fresno. So I got back, maybe a couple of days later, I'm back home and I get a call from the guy, you know, and he's like, hey, you want to come audition for Tina Marie? And I'm like, is this a joke? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And he's like, no, it's real. Come on down if you can. Can you be here? I think he said tomorrow. I said, okay, great.
Wow. Okay.
And
No
I took
pressure.
the drive. And I said, if it's fake, I'll learn when I get there and cry and go home. But it was real. And Tina Marie was there. She said, hey, she was so excited to see me because I was a female saxophonist and she started off with Pamela Williams. So she
Right.
was like, oh, yeah, another female saxophonist. When she heard me, because of course I had to do the audition, they weren't going to just let me in because of a cute face or anything
Right.
like that. They
Exactly.
like, look, let's hear you play. And let me tell you, she's like, okay, we got our sax player. And that's
Wow.
how that happened. The tour was fun because I learned a lot. She was a great leader. When things weren't going right backstage, she wasn't just looking out for herself. She was looking out for the band. Hey, the band need this. We shared so many great characteristics. And I just, learned a lot from her. She was a great performer. Everybody loved her. The show was on fire every time we hit the stage.
Right.
And I mean, and then she featured me on flute, which was funny because I wasn't really a flutist, but
Oh,
she loved how I played the flute. So that was pretty cool too. And now I
right.
still play the flute. I even played it on my new CD. So thanks to Tina Marie, she gave me, encouraged me to just go for it. Don't let anything stop me.
Right. Now, I've seen some saxophonists that go from playing flute to saxophone. How difficult is it to make that switch? Is it something you got to practice, or does it come a little more naturally since you've got the pedals and everything else?
So the fingering is the same. Embouchure is very different. So
Mhm.
you do have to practice. The sax, you're just blowing straight air. The flute, it's a whole different thing. And then you have to learn how to blow without fainting. So there's a
Yeah.
whole lot.
Yeah,
I
that's important.
when I first started practicing, I'm like, how do these people do it? And yeah, you could get lightheaded. It can be dangerous in the beginning. Yeah, it's an
Really?
interesting instrument, but as you get used to it and learn the proper way to blow, it all comes to you naturally. But a lot of alto players do double with flute. So yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. Now,
yeah.
when you toured with her, what did you travel internationally, and what country did you like to check out? What was the one that was like, oh wow, this is really cool?
Yeah, most of her shows were in the United States, but we did go to London. That was actually our first big show. The first question they asked me when I was about to join the band was, do you have a passport?
Yeah.
And thank God I did, because that show was coming up. I was more of a last minute saxophonist. So they were like, please have a passport, because, if not, I probably wouldn't have got the gig.
Wow.
And yeah, we went to London. So that was like the first one, and it was a lot of fun. My first time going to London, traveling, internationally. It was just a lot of fun, and the people loved us. We just had a good time.
Nice. That works. That
Yeah,
works. So,
yeah.
if you had the chance to collab with someone, who would you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I would have to say Stevie Wonder. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I've actually maybe did shows where he's on the ticket and maybe open, or he's in the audience, something like that. But I actually want to actually perform with Stevie. A lot of my YouTube lives that I do, I play Stevie Wonder songs. I just feel his music works with my soul.
Oh yeah.
And it's like deep. It's like deep. Those chords, they make you almost want to cry. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of emotion in his music, and I've always been a huge fan. So that would be like my dream is to get on stage with Stevie. Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder and Steely Dan come up with these chords from outer space. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, it's hard to improvise on them too. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
where is this coming from? But it makes sense. But when you try to sit and play it, you're like, this is very complicated stuff. This isn't just he went in there and just played. You really gotta like have a imagination to come up with some of this stuff. And even learning some of his music, I can't just be like, okay, I got it. I got to take my time and really make sure I'm hitting the right notes, half step, whole step, all this stuff. So, but once I get it, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Nice, nice. That works. Now, I want to encourage folks to buy this release.
Yes.
Okay, is so well put together. I tell you right
Yeah.
now, Golden Knights, Crown Down. Crown Down was the first track I played when they sent it to me. I was like, yeah, let me do this.
Crown down.
Yeah, Crown Down.
Crown down.
Right.
Yes.
What? I'm saying you do that, it's gonna be like, yeah, Crown Down. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah. Her Majesty is incredible. Royal Blue. I think folks are probably going to hear Brown Sunshine because I think
Oh,
that's the first. I
good.
think that's the first release that you guys are working right now.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Brown Sunshine is the first single that we're pushing. That features, of course, the amazing bassist, David Dyson.
Yep.
He wrote the song and he produced it. And it was the last song we added. I always tell people I thought I was done. And then Dave sent me that song and I was like, okay, I'll put it on. But because it was really good. And I just feel like it's a good summer song. Like you just kind of be like, dip, dip, dip.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can do this dance to it. Nobody can hear it, but I hear it.
Yep. And that snare drum, that dry snare drum is dropping. I was
Yeah,
like,
pop, a pop.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
And
yep.
about that third time you hear it, you're like, this is catchy. Then you're gonna start hearing it while you're shopping. You're gonna hear the chorus. You're gonna be like, I can't get it out of my head. It's gonna drive you crazy for a minute. Then you're
Yes,
gonna
it
be
is.
like,
Oh my
and
goodness.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely, because it
Yeah.
really is. It's such a great project, and again, it's your musical creation.
Yes.
And again, it's the mixing and mastering. I've seen. I keep bringing that up because when I see a lot of artists, a lot of younger artists, they're in the middle of a room with a little
Mm.
thing like I got here for my microphone, and they got the microphone in there, and it just seems like all the sound is going away. You know
Echo.
what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of like, okay, I know you're trying to save some money, but like, you need to get into a studio, with
Yeah,
some.
yeah. And I've had those projects when I graduated from college. The budget was really low. We didn't have J&M records yet. I didn't really know what we needed. So I had those projects. So we all kind of go through it, but then we start to say, okay, maybe we're going to have to start investing in a better mic. Maybe we will have to spend a little more studio time, pay for studio time until we could get our own studio or set up together so it could be professional. Because I think, like you said, those same projects maybe done in the right setting could have been off the chart.
Right,
So I
exactly,
think that people should try to invest, make a little money, maybe buy this, make a little money, buy that. And, right now we did that and we have the throne. I call my studio the throne.
mm, that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that definitely.
Yes.
So you're getting ready to hit the road. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I took some time off because I really wanted to, focus on this project. I didn't want any distractions. So I was like, I'm not doing shows until it's done. And once it looked like it was coming together, I started locking in the date. So my first show will be in Atlanta, which will be next week, April 10th at St. James Live. Then I'll be in Charlotte on April 12th at Jazz at the Park Theater. And then on and on and on. I'll be in Akron, Garfield, Ohio, April 25th. And the calendar just keeps going. And I'm just so blessed. There's a lot of promoters that are constantly bringing me back because they love my show and my energy. And I appreciate them. And it's also because people are requesting to have me. So, I'm getting a lot of calls just because people are like excited. Bring Jeanette. And I always tell people, you got to let the promoters know who you want to see.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and I believe
Yeah.
you're going to be coming to Austin as well. We got you coming to Austin.
I know that's going to be fun. I'm headlining that show
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm just honored and I love Kevin and Pam Hart. They are the best. I love that they support females in the, jazz I love the whole thing. They give us a platform, and that show is going to be off the chart.
Yup.
Okay. There's also Jasmine Jet, and also I think who else? Maybe there's a violinist as well.
Yeah,
And so yeah,
Chelsea Green out of
to
Houston.
Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Yes. So you
Let me
got
say
three amazing
Dr.
artists.
Chelsea Green before I get hurt.
Oh, let's get that right. Go on, girl. Dr. Chelsea Green in the house.
Yep.
So, hey, we're going to have a good time in Austin. I haven't been there in so long. So, yeah, we're going to party in Austin.
It's been a minute. It's going to be great to have you. And anybody out there, I'm telling you, please, please, please bring this lady to your city. You're not going to be disappointed. I mean, they're going to be asking for more. I promise you.
Thank
I think you are so special with what you do on the stage and what you do in the recording studio. Again, if y'all ain't got this, go to JeanetteHarrisBand.com. Do yourself a favor and snatch it up before she sell out. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Yep. Well, Jeanette, I really appreciate you spending a little time with us. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you again here in Austin, and wishing you the best on the road. And thanks for your time, because like I said, I think you bring something very special when you hit that stage, and even talking to people afterwards, because that's important too. You know what I mean? Because you could go up there, blow the stage, and then be like, okay, cool, I got to get to Papa Do's. Y'all need to leave me alone.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite part. My favorite part is mingling, taking them selfies, signing the CDs. You ain't got to come buy a CD. You can just come and say hi to me, and I'm good. That is my favorite part, because people could have been somewhere else, but they chose to come and see me. So what better than to tell everyone thank you personally? So yeah.
Jeanette Harris, I thank you, love. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Don't forget, y'all get this.
Go get it, y'all. Go get it.